This next part is an epic story of experience from Joe Head at another festival. Then, after the conclusion of the review for Sunday Bloodstock, enjoy the next parts of The Itch.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
This is Joe.
Isn't that right, Mr. Toby Pants?
And this is Rich.
I think I need a hug.
And this is
I'm an expert in goofing off, and this is goofing
the
off.
monthly
Damn, that was fun.
Ish.
Do or do not. There is no try.
When you're telling these little stories, here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
You don't understand. Something really bad is about to happen here.
It's a real thing. A radio signal from another world.
Nothing is worse than having an itch you can never scratch.
You still got Sunday to tell me, man. What happened? What happened on Sunday?
Sunday. Saturday night was heavy. So Sunday was
This is getting heavy.
yeah. Sunday was Sorehead Richard coming out and looking quite hopeful to try and survive the rest of the day, and I think I actually done quite well with seeing a lot of the bands.
You got about it, right?
I did get around, but probably not as much as I normally would do. I think I kind of caved myself. Flesh God was, as I said previously,
Took a
the
lot
night
out of
before,
you.
took a lot out of me, and then I had to celebrate with about 5-6 different groups of people in the campsites. And
Mr. Popular.
well, yeah, I ended up. This guy had a flute, like a Pied Piper type thing.
And was he rallying all the drunken herds throughout
we
the
were
bars?
just following him around, and there was bin jousting. I don't know whether you heard about that.
Oh god damn it, man! That's 2010. Let me tell you. Let me set the scene.
Okay,
Derby, Cotton Park Hall.
go for it. I'm feeling it.
Oh man, I'm lying in my tent, and the first thing that I'm terrified over is the fact that I've just been, as I'm trying to fall asleep, the sound of a revving motorcycle engine. It sounds far enough so that it doesn't concern me, but it's close enough to be disturbing me.
Okay.
So basically I'm trying to be falling asleep, but of course, there's chaos ensuing all around me. This motorbike noise isn't going to bother me too much on top of all of that noise, But then I start hearing it get louder and louder than the kind of chaos that's ensuing around me, and then I kind of open an eye and I see the light, like a headlight.
I see the light
In the bloody fucking wall of the tent, and I'm just but of course I'm not moving.
This is at night, yeah?
This is at night, yeah. This has to be about 3-4 in the morning or something, because you know how these things go. And this light then, a small circle starts to grow, and I'm just oh my god. What? Genuinely bunny in a headlight. I didn't know what to do, and it just got to the point where the wall of the tent was eclipsed in light, and I saw the corner of my tent go in, like if someone had stepped on it or tripped over one of your ropes and stuff, and it went down, and I just heard the rolling tire, not fast, don't get me wrong, it wasn't proper, it sounded like it was right next to my ear, it was so loud, but it wasn't actually going particularly fast. But even still, if my hand, foot or phone had been under that very corner, oh man, it still gives me chills to this day.
I don't know. I'm really confused because I've had a lot of things happen at festivals, but you're saying there was a motorcycle
as well as this bin jousting, because this is what alerted me to the bin jousting, because no sooner had the motorcycle passed me, I then heard from 2 opposing ends of the path that I was camped out on this and I was, what the fuck? And then just this metal upon metal sound just echoed, reverberated, and bounced.
My friend broke his leg on one of those.
Good. Fuck him.
He was a bit of a dick anyway, so it was...
Dude, seriously, I'm up for fun and doing stupid dickish things.
Right, can I just rewind this quite severely right now?
Quite severely? Are we going back to the beginning of the podcast?
Actually, we are, because you gave me a hard time about a camper van.
Yeah.
Right, if you had the idea of sleeping in a camper van or going through that same experience again,
yeah.
You know, if, for example, next year, if I turn around and say, look, Joe, we've got an extra space in a camper van, would you be interested?
Yes.
It was a no.
Straight away.
You didn't even have to inhale.
Did you not just hear the story I told you?
I've seen a lot of weird and wacky things at a festival, and never motorbike.
Man, it
You
came
sure
out
it
of left
wasn't a
field for me.
scooter or something? You know, like I was.
I never put my head out of the tent to discover what it was. It was gone into the ether.
Fucking hell! No, there's a lot of things that were crawling up my tent many years ago.
It's weird, man. Like, it's so not cool because, like, as you said, you're used to weird shit happening.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
you're not used to that kind of a weird shit. Like, there was a time I was out in Download Festival. I was out with a band, right? I was helping them kind of like act as camera operator. Like, basically, you know, they wanted to do a kind of Pantera home video style, you know, the old classic bootleg videos of just them dicking around backstage, not on stage. And so I was just going around filming them because they managed to get onto Download and play.
Nice.
It was great experience. But my favourite memory from it all was when we turned in for the night. We all had like our own separate tents and stuff, but we were all right next to each other and so on. We turned in for the night, and all throughout the night, man, like we turned in literally just as the frat pack finished up at the All Night Disco kind of thing, and they turned up and carried the party on right outside our tents. Now these guys are on stage first thing in the morning, and they got to be up at the crack of dawn to ensure that all of their gear and stuff is by the stage so that they can go on and get prepared and ready, do X, Y, and Z. These bastards just incessantly, because within an hour, you know, dude got out of his tent and was just like, guys, you know, appreciate that you're having fun and, you know, don't want to be a dick and tarnish that shit, but, you know, we're playing first thing in the morning, like, could you just keep it down? Like, if you could just kind of like keep it under wraps, you know, we'd really need our rest kind of thing.
It's a whole fucking field to go.
It's an important big day, man. We're playing fucking Download. We haven't just worked this hard just to do this non-professionally, you know. We haven't worked our asses off to get to this point to just Sunday, oh, fuck it, yeah, we're here now, let's just have fun. No, these guys are like top class guys, and they're not gonna let anything, you know, stop them from conquering their path, you know. And after about another hour, it was just like, Ray! Kick things back off again. They just launched into it, and so of course, you know, dude goes back over and says, guys, you know, blah blah blah. Eventually another hour passes, and it's just like, security guard, can you please do something? You know, we're playing tomorrow. We don't want to. We're not those people. We're not like fucking precious or, you know, pretentious and that kind of stuff. It's just like, we generally need a couple of hours, Kip. We've been driving all day. We've been doing this all day. We've been, you know, we just need a few hours rest so that we can kick ass tomorrow. And basically they were like, yeah, sure, we'll come over and we'll talk to them. And it never fucking happened. You know, just useless, absolutely useless. Glorified babysitters is pretty much what they are, and they can't even do that right.
Download. One of the things I've got to say about Bloodstock, just comparing quickly, the security staff, the people who are in the first aid tents, all that kind of stuff, phenomenal.
I've known nothing but utter respect and
there's
professionalism, you know, from the staff at Bloodstock.
If there's a way of shouting out to them, seriously,
good job.
They are doing, top notch. I wouldn't be able to do that, but they were fans. They were very laid back, and they seemed to very much
enjoy what was going on around them.
Me itself being, there was a bit of strictness when it got a bit out of hand,
which you need, you know.
You know, they kind of like, they weren't nasty about it.
No, it's kept respectful and courteous, you know, to its utmost, you know,
very
which
much.
Is exactly the opposite of what I was experiencing with this fucking
especially when you're playing, or they were playing the next day. Jesus
exactly
Christ.
So anyway, the night passes. Eventually they get maybe about 15-20 minutes, Kip, or something. The sun is just starting to rise again, and of course we're the only dickheads getting out of our tents at 7 o'clock in the morning, because that's when everyone's just crashed out finally. And so my man, who was especially pissed off when he got out of his tent, sleep deprived, suddenly went over to their tents and just shouting down them, just, good morning, oh what a beautiful day, you know, really trying to
that's exactly what I was going to say. When you put the picture in my head, if I got
if you had the opportunity,
I'm probably really bad. I'm okay when you're having a party and all that, but if you have too much of a good thing and you have that sleep depravity, I can turn into a right cunt.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if there's something that I need to do, or a band I actually get pissed off. Like, there's so many great bands. If I indulged in the alcohol, normally I have a plan in the morning saying, right, a band's going to start till 1 o'clock, I can miss those early ones, I'm going to have a good drink. And I did do that successfully. Saturday night was my big binging drinking day.
Oh yeah.
But on Friday night, I kind of chilled down a bit because there was a very good lineup and I wanted to enjoy it.
Sure.
You know, you do pace yourself, but yeah, inconsiderate. I can't.
Behaviour.
Well, you know, I went to 5 separate camps, as I shall call it, because they're just a group of friends basically around, right? And when it got to a certain, it might be an age thing or whatever, but when it got to a certain hour, we're still having a good drink, having a good giggle and all that kind of stuff, and cracking the jokes and acting a bit fucking stupid, like we do.
Sure.
But we were respectful, and I think that's, you know, I've done stupid things, but that was in the early hours. I would never imagine, especially if someone turned around and was very respectful and done that kind of scenario that you were talking about. Please, guys, we're playing in the fucking morning. How big of fucking dickheads can you get?
I know,
but
man.
well, fucking who?
I mean, it's the same mentality when you're in the pit, you know. I mean, it's all aggression and letting loose and going crazy. But if someone's in trouble, then you stop and you pick that person up and you do the courtesy and you do the respect. And it's the same when you're on the lash, you know. Have a good time, go do what you need to do, but just don't spill your shit into other people's way. Well,
for example, you know, for camper van site, it was more of a quiet site anyway.
It's because it's filled with more mature elderly people.
I'm going very grey. I have to look after myself. But no, when I went when I wanted to party, I could have invited a load of blokes around and all that kind of stuff, and have a few drinks and be loud and all that kind of stuff, but it would be unfair. So what I did, you know, if I went to the parties, I went around the areas that needed a party.
Yeah.
And you know, to be honest, it did calm down quite a bit by a certain time, but you know,
well, this was 7 a.m. by the time we were getting up and then falling asleep.
You know, you can binge drink, you can enjoy yourself, you can have all that kind of stuff, but when it's impacting other people, you're just a fucking tosser that needs to be fucking shot.
Well, to get back at this guy, not only did my man go over and try and shout him out of his tent,
I would shit in the corner of his tent.
When he failed to do so, he went back into his tent and emerged with an alarm clock.
Okay.
Set it down next to where he could kind of make out where his head groove was, placed it right up against his ear, and you know, nothing. Just fucking crickets, man. Like, the guy didn't even go
yeah. And
so, like, my man was just like, okay, that's it. And he pulled out a little kind of bottle rocket, you know, those kind of
poppers.
Yeah, whiz poppers.
Yeah,
well, not the party poppers. I mean the proper ones that look like fireworks. They like shoot up into the air. They make a loud ass whistle, but there's no explosion. It's just a you know, that's it. But it makes a hell of a fucking squeal on the way up there,
especially when you're shooting up someone's leg.
Didn't quite go that far. I know.
Once again, the thing is, you're restrained. I'm an arsehole.
Well, this wasn't me, man. I was just innocent bystander going, I fully understand this, but I don't endorse it, yet I don't condemn it either. You know, I'm neither blessing this nor kind of looking...
I think they done under what was actually necessary, but complete the story first, because I might be wrong.
He placed the rocket as close as he could to the tent, obviously taking as much safety as you can do in this, because at the end of the day, you don't want anyone else to get fucked up by all this kind of thing, man. Do what you got to do, but again, going back to what we just talked about, don't be a dick about it, even when you're trying to be a dick about it.
I don't know whether I could be as restrained as these guys.
Well, luckily I didn't have to make any of these judgment calls, because laid that rocket down in the ground, lit it, everyone take a step back, it went up, it made a loud squeal, it made a and it was over. Like nothing. It was the most anticlimactic thing I'd ever seen in my life. So we just kind of like shrug our shoulders, carry on, let's start packing up these fucking tents. As we're packing up the tents, 2 security guards kind of come out of the morning mist and they approach us, and we're all kind of going,
oh shit, we're gonna be kicked off. We're playing today. Yeah.
They basically are like, all right there, boys. How's everyone doing? We heard of a disturbance around this part. Wouldn't know anything about it, would you? You haven't heard or seen anything, have you?
No.
I've got a clue, mate. Like, I'm really sorry. I'd love to help you, but not.
We got to go. We've banned.
Yeah, you know, we're in a rush. We'd love to stay and help you investigate, but we're on a time schedule here. And that's when he was like, well, that's very interesting. Like, it's strange to kind of have a call to this spot where there was a disturbance, look around and see no one but you, and then also this camera just to my right on this huge pylon that's about 50 foot up in the air.
Oh shit.
Which was staring right down at us.
Shit.
Seemed to capture what went down. We blew our one chance to come clean about it. So, okay, the minute that revelation was unveiled to us, my man stepped straight forward, like he threw himself down on the grenade, which, you know, he took the pin out to. Yeah. And he was like, guys, it was me. I'm so sorry. I you know, apology, usual spiel, try and weasel your way out of this. Wasn't having any of it, man. Like, really? We seem to get the one guy who constantly gets rejected from the police force. Oh, we've got this fella who, hell, man, it looks like, you know, that bald-headed Nazi-esque looking guy that by himself moshes in the pit. It looks like someone whacked a suit on a flash jacket on this guy and made him in charge of security and stuff. And he basically, like, he's chewing my man apart. Like, he is just saying, well, you know, I'm going to make sure you're gone. You know, I mean, this is unacceptable. There are rules you've violated.
Oh, man, that's really fucking awful, man.
Everyone was turning ghostly white, and there was just sweat visible, dripping down from our brows. And we were just like, I can't believe this, man. No, not over this. Not stupid little
firework
revenge thing, pop a bottle rocket thing. And like, my man is just so apologetic and just be like, no, like, don't, 'cause, you know, they've got a semi crew with them, so I'm sure their drum tech could have probably stepped up to have done something. Not to the standard of the actual drummer.
No, but at the end of the day, it's...
I mean, who knows? I mean, I might be completely wrong. The guy might have been completely clueless and been like, I'm just here to make sure it sounds good and is set up correctly. I can't play his parts. I don't know the songs kind of thing. So, you know, I'm just so scared for these guys. Because one of my closest friends that I used to be in a band with was their bass player at the time.
Got you, yeah.
And I was just like, not for my bro. No, I haven't come with him to experience this epic journey of his to have this suddenly happen. I can't believe it.
And also because they were such fucking dickheads.
Real dickheads about it, man.
Fucking arseholes that fucking drove you to the point where...
out of frustration and annoyance.
Retaliation would be the only option. But of course, seeing a CCTV have these guys with fireworks...
Yeah,
of course,
randomly.
You don't know how long it's been going on, so you might maybe an alarm clock...
And this might be something that they're going to
screaming, saying good morning and all that shit.
Yeah.
So it's three separate.
Look good.
Yeah,
does not look good. But anyway.
Yeah, carry on, mate.
This security guard who's putting the fear of God in all of us. Radios, you know, he's got one of those walkie-talkies attached to his shoulder, and he's kind of like pressing his head tilted to the side so that he can go headquarters, you know.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, send the police down, you know, we're going to make this a police matter.
Fuck him up his fucking royal ass.
All we're doing is pacing this path, just like looking at each other with just
why didn't you just
blank
leg
eyes. Oh, come on, man.
Did you have your equipment with you?
We had our tents and bags and supplies. It doesn't
fucking matter. Just fucking leg it. I would have. Because if you got fucking someone who's thinking he's fucking...
Man, if they've got CCTV cameras everywhere, it's not going to be hard for them to pinpoint us. Like, we were done for.
I forgot about that fact.
See? Yeah. That's we had no idea it was there, seriously. Like, and it was in plain sodding day. But anyway, the police turn up.
No.
They were walking down.
It actually got that far.
They appeared out of the mist, just like the security did. But weirdly enough, from the opposite direction. So we're caved in now. You know, we're trapped. So we got cops to the left of us, security to the right of us. Here we are.
Yeah. Stuck in the middle with you.
What happened as soon as the police turned up is they pulled my man aside and they wanted to talk to him solo because he was the one who did this.
Yeah, of course.
So just like before, it's everyone else in the kind of entourage looking at each other going, God damn it, man, like, why, how, no, not now. We kind of look over and we see these two coppers talking to this the drummer, and it's kind of getting a little animated, and it looks fairly relaxed as well, like they're way more lenient than what the security were doing. And then no more, because we'd been standing around for about 10-15 minutes whilst the police turned up, all whilst under the mighty stern look of the security guy.
Can I just add, has the guy woken up yet?
Oh, what, the one that was keeping us disturbed? No, it's deathly, like there is no one but us out on this field. As I was saying, no more than about 3. I'm going to be gracious and say 5 minutes. He comes bounding over with a fucking spring in his step. It's just like, okay, what's going on? And the police start walking away. And, you know, he comes up to us and we're just like, what happened? Like, what do they say? And he's just like, well, I explained it to them. You know, I said, you know, last night they were keeping us up kind of thing. We're playing now kind of thing. We're running late now because of all these delays. We've got to get our stuff and so on. And I just wanted to get a little bit of revenge for them taking the mick out of us and taking this great moment of ours, you know, diminishing it and tarnishing it just that little bit.
Right, got you.
And, you know, I set off a little bottle rocket. And they just said, bottle rocket? Well, those things that just whiz up in the air and then go.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And he's like, people are setting fires like 2 feet away from their tents.
Is that a year everyone was setting fire to?
Oh no! You're thinking of the when they set like the portaloos and stuff on fire. And stuff. No. Nothing like this. I
think I was there.
I think I was there for that too.
I can't fucking remember.
I remember it happening at Reading though. I remember at Reading Festival they did that. I've
never been to Reading.
Back in the late 90s, it was great because they actually had metal acts. Well, it was the Sunday day pretty much back then, like seeing Slipknot, Deftones and Rage Against the Machine.
The only reason I would like to go to Reading is Comedy Tent.
Oh yeah, man, I love that place.
The Comedy Tent is one of the...
It was great.
Anyway, we're moving away now. So it went okay.
It went fabulously because they basically said there are people lighting fires, like campfires and barbecues and stuff, literally a couple of feet away from their tents. All of these surrounding tents. They're going to get the police involved over a little sodding rocket. Tell them to leave you alone because we can't be bothered. And that's why they walked away and didn't even go to the security, and they let him just kind of walk away. So he goes up to the security guard. The plot thickens right now. Pay attention, because after he goes up to the security guard to tell him to his face that he's wasting police time, the security guard then got onto his little walkie-talkie again. Starts talking to his boss because he's just adamant about getting these guys kicked off the festival. He's not having it. This is his moment to shine, where he can then, in the next couple of days,
fake silver fucking star on his chest.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
I am the law.
Totally, man. We've got Judge fucking Dredd on our tail.
Judge Dick, more like, fuck's sake.
So he radios to his HQ because he's trying to get these people off. And all we hear is this kind of like, and then he kind of like has a look of concern or quizzical expression crosses his face, and he kind of walks off a couple of paces away from us so that we can't hear him and what's going on. But we kind of strain our ears and we listen a little bit, and we hear him kind of go, yeah, they're in this band. Yeah, that's right. Really? Are you sure?
Shit.
Do I have to?
No, I can see where this is going.
Okay, no problem. All right, thank you. He walks back over and he walks up to my man, the one who set off the bottle rocket. And my manager's son's a big fan of you guys. Could you sign a few things for me, please?
No! Right. That, my friend, that was worth every single fucking. That was worth every single moment.
Stone cold truth.
That is amazing.
Stone cold truth.
The fans are the winners.
The wave of relief, man.
Shit in hell.
The wave of relief.